Hi, I'm Dr. Chuck, and if you've clicked on this video, then you or someone close to you is suffering from the impacts of internet pornography or one of its related cyber addictions, such as sexting or texting or something of that nature. But the bottom line is there is an infidelity in your relationship or in your heart that is causing conflict for yourself and for your relationships. I'm here to tell you that this is the most common addiction known to men, probably under the age of 40, hitting about 80% of men, and it's not something that you can easily just abandon. Women don't see it the way men see it. Men see this as an activity they've learned over the years. It's connected to childhood development or teenage years and coping strategies and such. But for the guys out there who don't realize this, let me tell you something. To women, this is infidelity. This is adultery. This is cheating. And rightfully so, because from their perspective, you have inserted an activity between you and her that is more important to you, at least in the moment, than the fidelity of the relationship. And this causes a lot of damage for women. This causes what we call a betrayal trauma. It can hurt men too, but it's a little bit different when men see women looking at porn versus when women see men looking at porn. So if you're a porn user, and even if you don't consider yourself an addicted porn user, you're using a porn site or porn related activities to stimulate yourself, you're actually being very self-centered in that particular activity, not necessarily thinking that it's harming your spouse. You're thinking, well, it doesn't have anything to do with her. It's just an activity. But that's not true. It's more than just an activity, because you are basically self-molesting. You are using yourself for gratification in a way that's not healthy for you or your relationships or your self-esteem or your relationship to God or any of the things that are important to us. So if you're on this site, I'm here to give you some hope. So most people will tell you that either A, there's no such thing as porn addiction, or B, you can't stop it even if you have it. So I'd like to tell you that's not true. First of all, there is such a thing as a porn addiction, and it's not the same as a chemical addiction, but it follows the same basic patterns. It's actually a process addiction. You're addicted to a process, and that gives you the dopamine release and all the things that a chemical addiction would give you. But it's different in the way you approach it, and it's different in how you see it, and it's different sometimes in the way it develops. And so by knowing these things, it makes it a little easier to quit. But we've developed a program that's highly successful, and it helps men discover excuse me. It helps men discover where the addiction came from and why it's latched onto them and why it's so hard to just white knuckle it and get over it. You can't just get over it. I promise you, trying to use willpower against a porn addiction is futile, because you cannot resist that little voice in your head that says, oh, just this time, or I deserve this, or nobody's going to know. You're going to lie to yourself at some point and you're going to succumb. Porn addiction requires intense knowledge, understanding, and actually embracing the pain that you're in and the pain that you cause others, developing empathy for yourself, empathy for others, taking the knowledge of why, how, where, when, all those components, and the pain, and putting it together and saying, I'm going to break this habit, and here's why it's got a hold of me, here's how I can break it, here's what I need to do when the need arises in different stages of your addictive cycle. And once you've done all that and all the exercises we have to get you there, you're going to be in a place of power over the addiction rather than the addiction having power over you. And then we take you another step. We take you to this place we like to call the man of valor. This is where you have overcome and you put things in place and you've reconciled your relationship and things are looking good. But what's next? What's next is you become the person you were meant to be. You start to develop into a direction, a man on a mission, if you will, to get you to a place where not only is porn not an issue, you're never going to look back on it because you don't need to. You're going to look forward and you're going to be looking towards this mission, this self-identity that pornography has denied you all these years. So it's a great program, and I encourage you to continue exploring the hints and the free things that we have on there just so you can kind of get a glimpse. But if you're interested, you can also contact me or one of my coaches and ask them. Or better yet, join our free Saturday morning online group and hear some of the success stories and hear how we help each other. It's a very good program. The Saturday morning's free, and the actual program, the 16-week program, is cheaper than doing therapy. We try to make it extremely cost effective to be able to impact as many men as we can. And I can't even tell you how many hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of men that have gone through this program that have come back and said, I'm free, thank God it's over, and their relationships have been saved. So Go ahead and explore the site. If you have any questions, send me an email. I'll answer your email as quickly as I can. Contact us, come to the group, join and find out. But by all means, do something, because if you wait till tomorrow to do something, it's just one more day you have to suffer. God bless you all. I'm Dr. Chuck.